I'm getting pictures. I'm gonna do a vlog when I get back and giving y'all um a tour of one of the houses that I was redoing that they moved out of, and it's incredible. They did an incredible job putting this together. They're doing a stone in front of it, and so I'm spending 150K redoing this house right here. And y'all know what it looked like before. It look incredible now. So yeah, man, it's looking sweet. It's looking sweet. So I can't wait to give y'all an update on that. Um, we are gonna still do just a couple little housekeeping items before we get into the show. We are going to still do the movies on Sunday. So even though I'm here in Croatia, and I'm gonna talk about that for a second too. Even though I'm here in Croatia, we still doing the movie show on Sunday. I'm still dedicated to it. So let me say this just to start off the show. All right. You guys know that I'm here in Croatia. I have had a 12-hour flight flying here. I'm here and I'm taking care of business, and I'm also interacting with my daughter because I want to see her train and stuff like that. And I got a 12-hour flight back home on Sunday. And so I'm gonna land at one something Eastern, like 1:30 Eastern on Sunday. And I gotta go from there straight to the show because I gotta watch a movie. But one of the movies I can only watch in the United States of America because it's not available here in Croatia, right? So one movie is here in Croatia, one of them is online, and then I got to get back to the States because it doesn't release in Croatia until a week later. And then I had to find theaters and make sure and do the research to ensure that they show it in English. And then I got to account for the time difference. And then I got to schedule it. And then I still got to do my 2 live streams. I got to do the one for the Millionaire Morning Show and then the one at night. And then we got to get the other stuff recorded. And we still got to hit the streets. And the family still want to spend time and all of that. But here's the thing, I don't miss. I don't miss. So even when I land back in Michigan on Sunday, and then I'm gonna go straight to the movie theater, and then we're gonna do the live stream that night. I still don't miss. I never miss under no circumstance. So here's the thing that I want to say to you guys, because my For You page on multiple different live streams or on multiple different platforms, it gives you content according to the things that you already watch, your lifestyle, and all of that, right? And so, one thing that I hear from a lot of people is, oh man, YouTubers, content creators, influencers, TikTokers, people on Instagram, they falling off, right? It ain't no more money in the game. They this, and that, so on and forth, so on and so forth. But what I've noticed is that the difference between the people that are successful and what we do and the difference between the people that are not successful is that people think that getting into content creation is a laissez-faire affair. They think that they can quit their job and then you're gonna come over here and you're gonna be a millionaire. Have you noticed that people, no matter what, they've always agreed universally that YouTube is the hardest platform to break into. And that's why a lot of people went over to TikTok when it first started blowing up over here in the United States of America. Initially, it was a platform where kids was doing dance videos and all of that stuff. It was a platform for kids. And then adults took it over. Next thing you know, everybody started organizing on TikTok and you got the No Kings protest, right? And then everybody wanted to be an influencer and then it was selling on the TikTok shop. And now what you see is the money then fell off and the people are complaining. And so even though they may have 1 million followers on TikTok, which is way easier to get than it is on any of these other platforms, they don't make no money and they still poor, right? And so people think that you could just jump on there and say, oh man, and talk a bunch of stuff, and then you upload your 1.5 minute video and you're supposed to have 1 million subscribers and $1 million, and then everything is supposed to be cool. And you paid off all your debt and everything is great. And then they realize, wait a minute, I can't convert this audience on the YouTube, and my long form format is trash because I really ain't that good at what it is that I do. But I also want to live this awesome, incredible life and I want to have freedom. And so you will also see some people say, well, I got laid off from my job, so now I think I'm going to be a full-time content creator. Has nothing to do with being oversaturated, 29 South. Nothing to do with being oversaturated. Every industry, every group of people, there's going to be a level of oversaturation. I don't know anybody in any hood in the United States of America and abroad that didn't want to make the NBA. I don't know anybody that didn't want to be a rapper. But guess what? There's going to be the people that fall off, the people that are one-hit wonders, and there's always going to be money in the game. Even if the money changes, even if the way in which people make money changes, there's always going to be money in the game. And there's going to be people up here, and then there's going to be people way down here, and it really doesn't matter. And let me tell you the difference is because if you're getting into this game, and this is applicable for every single industry, business, content creator, whatever you get into, if you're getting into it strictly for the money, you're going to burn out and you're going to fall off. You can't do this part-time and expect incredible results. Everybody that I know personally, and I know a lot of content creators, I know a lot of really, really successful people in this game. Everybody that I know personally that is in this game that is incredibly successful, they eat, sleep, breathe the business. They move their whole life around it. And you can't cheat the game. You can't cheat the game. It is what it is. You cannot cheat the game. That's not how it works. You got to love this shit. You have to love it. You truly have to adore what you do. If you don't love it, understanding that the money comes with it, then you either gonna burn out, you're not gonna be good enough, you're not gonna take it serious, you're not gonna pour into yourself, you're not gonna invest in yourself, you're not gonna really be consistent, you're not gonna do the things that it take to be successful. And let me tell you, you're not going to be able to compete with people that truly love the game. You can't compete with it. You can't do it because other people don't stop. They don't stop. You have to love it. You have to adore it. You got to sleep it. You got to eat it. You got to be a part of it. I was talking to the people on Room 9, the people on After Hours, right? I talked to Island Girl Q. Island Girl Q don't want to be the type of content creator that I am. You know what Q want to do? Q wants to be up under me and then to do her thing once a week on Monday nights and disappear and go and do whatever it is she gonna do. She not trying to build her own platform. She may upload videos and stuff, and little girly, oh, this is where I'm at. She ain't on that. She like, you know what, Anton, you work too hard. I'm not for that. The people over there on After Hours in Room 9, not Mika. Mika is like, skip it. I'm going. Mika is a different little animal. That's my little chihuahua. Mika, my angry poodle. Mika, like, nah, we in this shit. We gonna embrace all the controversy. We gonna create the controversy. We gonna talk it. Mika is out there working. She, she a different little chihuahua. That's my little chihuahua over there. All right. Oh, Mika here. What up, Mika? Mika work. Mika don't give a fuck about no controversy. She don't care about no issues. Mika gonna debate. She gonna get into it. She ain't got thin skin. She ain't got none of that. Mika just gonna go after it, right? But you got to be a different type of animal for that. You got to be different for that. That's why I gave Mika Tuesdays off. I said, no, listen, my little chihuahua. I know you think you can keep up, but no, get your little rest. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk about it later. But for real, for the most part, for everybody else, they want to come in and they want to talk, and that's cool and that's dope. I'm with it. They know who they are. They want to come in at the time that they come in. We're gonna live stream for 3, 4, 5 hours, however long we live stream, and they cut the computer off and they go. They don't want to curate content. They not trying to be focusing on cameras. They're not trying to book studios to see where we can go later. They're not trying to find those sponsorships. And I'm not saying it's not what they wouldn't do. I'm telling you the level of dedication it takes to produce something like this. Sponsorships, upgrading, investing in the software, editing, planning, producing, all of this stuff. Losing you. Sometimes y'all see me on Room 9 and I'll be like this. And I get up, I get off camera, I go do some jumping jacks, go spray some water on my head, come back, I'm back on for the next 30, 40 minutes, and then I get a little bit sleepy again. They don't want to, don't nobody want to live that life. Ain't nobody trying to live that life. When people go to other countries, they want to spend the majority of their time acting like they tourists and exploring the country. They don't want to spend 75% of their time working, 10% of their time sleeping, and then the other 15% of their time going and explore a country. That's why people be taking breaks. That's why people disappear. That's why you can't take no vacation the same way that you take a vacation with a regular job. Most people are regular workers. Most people need to go get a regular job. Most people need to go get a regular job because this ain't for you. And it's going to show. It's definitely going to show. It's definitely going to be a thing. It's going to show. It's going to show in how you live. It's going to show in the way that you move. It's going to show in your actions. And so if you're not willing to make the sacrifice for that type of thing, this type of life, then you need to get out. You got to get out. You got to get out. You got to get out. This ain't for you, boo. This ain't. And so you got to love it. You truly got to love it. And I think that that's applicable. I've seen it in corporate America. I used to live, work, and play corporate. I never did no work in corporate. I did all of the social. I did all of the interacting. I made sure that I attended as many meetings as possible. I did all of the volunteer work. That's how I was able to move up in corporate. And then when I would get home, I would work my ass off for 4 or 5 hours after I got home. And then I would wake up an hour early in order to make sure that I set up all of my meetings and that everything was straight. So you're dedicating another 4, 5, 6 hours outside of work to level up and be ahead of everybody else. And then you'll get some DEI person that'll say, I can't believe they're not promoting me. I should be making as much as him. No, you shouldn't. You can't make as much as me because you don't know what I do outside of the lines to get there. The reason why Jordan and Kobe and LeBron and all of them is considered the top 10, top 5 of all time is because they didn't just rely on their talent. They spent the majority of their time working out. They in the gym. They putting up shots. They there before everybody come. They there after everybody leave. A lot of people don't know that. Dennis Rodman, right after the game, go and watch some of the interviews. All he did was lift. After the game, he went and lifted. After the game, he lifted. So when Dennis show up, you like, oh man, this dude just showing up. He's just a freak of nature. No, he not only talented, he's a monster after the games. You don't see what happens afterwards. All you do is see, when I see people come in here, whether it be after hours on a Million in the Morning show, and I'm curating stuff and I'm making sure that stuff is perfect. And I got to make sure that my Wi-Fi is straight and all of this stuff. And the show could say 10:20 or 12:25, and I could start it at 12:30. And I'll look at the chat. I'll do a once over and I scan the chat. And the person in the chat will say, man, I can't believe that they're late. Black people time. And I don't say nothing because it is what it is. The only thing that people care about is the presentation. They want the movie. They don't want to know how the movie is made. They don't want to know how much the actors are paid. They don't want to know that you had cost overruns. They don't want to know that you had problems pulling permits on set. They don't want to know that, you had to fire this guy and you had to do a bunch of reshoots. Only thing people want is the finished product. They want you to show up and perform. They don't care about all of that shit. When it comes to being a business owner, people want you to get their goddamn chicken. They don't give a fuck that your mama died. They don't care if you're going through a divorce. They don't care if your car broke down. They don't care if the supplier of the chicken didn't deliver the order on time. They don't care if the people that work for you ain't doing what they supposed to do. The only thing they know, and they gonna act like that they super sweet and they a vlogger. Oh my God, here I go. I'm going to do a review video of this restaurant. Don't give a fuck about what your problems are. They can take a 10-minute video And you could put your whole life savings, everything you got into it. But if you're not meeting the expectations on this and this, you can get 20 things right. You can get 2 things wrong. If those 2 things is wrong, they'll spend 20 minutes talking about the things that's wrong. And they'll spend 1 minute talking about the things that's right. And guess what? Your business will fail. And that's capitalism for your ass. That's why everybody wants socialism, because they fucking lazy, because they don't want to actually put no work in. They want worker protections, they want insurance, they want safety, they want a 401k, and they want a goddamn pension, and they want you to pay for healthcare coverage, and they want you to pay them $50 an hour because they say that everybody deserves a livable wage. But not one day will they ever go out there and create their own business, or go out there and try to do something for themselves, or go out there and see what it takes to market themselves to the general public, or put their own money up. They expect for you or the government to hold their hand. They want you to give them a job, and they want you to give them food stamps, and they want you to freeze the rent, and they want you to pay them $150,000, and they want to make sure that they protect themselves against marriage from the person that they have children with. Everybody wants everything, and nobody wants to suffer. Everybody, that's why it's easy for somebody like a Zohar Mamdani to come in and smile in your face and say, and make you promises for shit he can't do, because everybody is living in a dream world. It's the reason why Obama got elected off of hope. His message was hope. Michelle, hope. Hope is a thing that's not earned, but something that you really want. And everybody should be able to hope. Everybody deserves healthcare. Everybody deserves housing. Everybody deserves everything. Somebody got to pay for that shit. Somebody got to go and make the sacrifice to go and get it. That's the difference. And the people that build don't complain. You don't hear about them. And the people that actually wants everything, and they believe that society owes them something, they're gonna be the loudest in the room. You know why? Because they got a lot of time to be able to talk. They got a lot of time to be able to talk. And so whether we talking about content creation, or whether we talking about leveling up in corporate America or whatever, usually the people that criticize the most are the ones that has never built anything. They've never opened up a business. They've never opened up a restaurant. They know everything about what it takes to be successful, but they don't have the results. And then they sit there and they talk about it, because those that can't do teach, and those that do build. And that's the difference. That's the whole saying behind, and I don't know exactly how it go, that, people talk about people that's actually doing shit ain't doing shit. That's the difference in capitalism. That's why it's so beautiful. That's why a lot of people don't want it unless they're able to hack it. They think that it's important for them to take your money to pay for their services, and they out there fucking. They laid up, eating hot Cheetos, fucking on each other all day, being poor, and asking for the government to take care of their children. And you out there killing yourself every day, working 20 hours. Man, I know people that work sometimes 18, 19, 20 hours. They sleep for 3, fuck for a half hour, take a shower for the other 15 minutes, and come back and grind and go and get that shit. And people are demanding that they pay 60, 70, 80% of their income to the rest of everybody else that don't do shit every day. How is that fair? How is that fair? That ain't never been fair. It ain't never going to be fair. This is the world that we live in. Everybody want to make 100,000. Don't nobody want to do nothing. Everybody want a job, and then they want to kill the billionaire that provide them the job to be able to feed their family. Live long enough to become the villain. Live long enough to become the villain. Why do you feel sorry for these people that provide us a job? Why do you feel sorry for the richest people that give us opportunity? Why do you feel sorry for the people that pay 60, 70% of the income taxes? Take it from them and give it to us. That's the society that we live in. So if you want this, whatever this is, to be successful, if you want this, you want the champagne dreams, you want champagne dreams, You want the Rolls Royces, you want the big bucks, you want the bricks of money, you want the Rolexes, you want all of that. You want to be a businessman, you want to seem busy talking on two iPhones at the same time. Hello? Hello? Everybody now buying wired headphones now so that they can seem busy because it's the trendy thing to do, but you ain't really talking to nobody. You just keep on talking about your baby daddy. You really want this shit, you got to work for it. And I'll never ever worry about anybody ever taking my place or passing me up or making more money than me because I know you ain't gonna do shit anyway. I could tell you everything that I do word for word, have you circumvent and skip steps of what I had to suffer to learn, and you're not gonna do anything anyway. You're just gonna sit there and you're gonna say, man, why you gatekeeping? Give us the game. Suck my dick. I don't worry about people talking about me. Like I think I look at it as promotion. I took lemons and I made lemonade out that shit. He only blowing up because them folks is putting what the fuck is you talking about? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because you're still going to be poor at the end of the day. Why Anton always talking about money? Because it's called the Millionaire Morning Show. Bitch, it's not the poor person show. They got poor people shows all over. You can see them looking dusty on the internet. They usually have 1,000 different things going on in their background to try to distract you from the fact that they ain't shit. They can't talk about shit. They don't have nothing going on. Everybody think that they can go and get a ring light, and that's the end of the conversation. That's life. That's life. Those that can't do talk about everybody else. That's life. Welcome to the Terror Dome. Y'all ready to get started with the show? They always typing on Twitter. I don't even know. I looked on Twitter the other day and I just realized that I crossed over 100,000 people on Twitter too. I looked on Instagram and it said I had 100 and some thousand followers on Instagram. I don't even give a fuck no more. Honestly, only thing I care about is after hours right now, as far as getting that up, as far as numbers on subscribers or followers and stuff like that. I don't even really put nothing on Twitter, and only thing I do is throw up shorts on Twitter. And they pay me. Every 2 weeks, I get a check from X, formerly known as Twitter. Every 2 weeks, I get a check. Actually, it's a direct deposit. Every 2 weeks, I get a direct deposit from X, formerly known as Twitter. I don't even be checking that shit. It just go into the bank. I don't even remember it. I convert it over to cryptocurrency, and that's it. Let me see something. Ads. Oh, should I go to monetization? I don't even know how to look at my stuff. More monetization. Manage creator revenue sharing. Yep, that's it. No, I know y'all want to see my fucking payouts on there. I'm not showing you. Yep. Next payout November 21st, November 8th, October 25th, October 11th, September 27th, 13th, 30th, 16th, 2nd, 19th. Yep. Yep. I ain't gonna keep scrolling to the left. I'm gonna just let y'all do what y'all do. I ain't gonna even do it. Yep. Next payout 20. Where's the next payout? 21st. I get that money too.